gentlemen. You're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and you're watching GEEK Culture. That's right, this is GEEKCASTER. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Michael, and we have in our studio, who we have here today?
Dayveonne Bussey.
Phoenix Sparks.
And Corey One Arm Davis.
Phoenix Sparks, Dayveonne Bussey, and the one-armed Corey Davis. Corey, what happened to you? Just explain to the folks what happened to you. You were cooking and what happened?
Long story short, got into a car accident, tore a muscle, just had surgery, so I'm rehabbing. So yeah.
Yeah, but he's good, folks, but definitely hit him up on social media and wish him the best.
Exactly.
But we expect nothing less from Corey. So today we're going to talk about Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Major.
The Mayor.
The Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else we got, Corey?
Woke and Kotaro Lives Alone, an anime on Netflix.
Cool. All right. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's start out with the Mayor. Dayveonne, why did you want us to watch the Mayor? What was going on with that?
Okay, so those were one of the shows that pretty much piqued my interest in a sense. So it was like something different, something unique, more like a positive type scenario where what if a person that was aspiring to be a rapper and all this other stuff decide just to build his popularity and to be like just by basically being a nominee to run for mayor, and he happens to win.
Okay.
And he has to make decisions. He has to do stuff for the community in a way where it does, because he was more focused on the rap game. He was more focused on trying to be this instant celebrity to let people know. But when he became the mayor, he noticed that he understood the people. He understands his community. He understands everything. But he was struggling between helping the community, but also trying to focus more on his rap career.
Now, this is interesting because that plot has been done a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
But it was a different true take. So it's like you saw things that some of us can relate. I'm not going to say everybody because not everybody live in the urban community. So when you basically see certain things, there's moments where you have to do stuff that certain people or the community doesn't like for it to be better.
Did anybody see this? Okay, what'd you think, Corey?
I actually was surprised because when Dayveonne gives us these recommendations, they're usually blah. But I actually enjoyed it.
Shots.
This was a completely different take, as he said. I like that there were new up-and-coming actors who were in major roles. And you also have some veterans like David Spade, Yvette Nicole Brown, and Daveed Diggs, as you know, from the hit Broadway musical Hamilton. I was surprised to see that he was an executive producer and writer for the show. So this was like one of his creations. So I figured that was pretty cool. And you also have Larry Wilmore, a lot of big name people that are attached to this series. But just like you said, the whole urban environment, having a rapper become the mayor and deal with all those aspects done in a way where it's needed to be entertaining but not actually realistic, but it rides that fine line, and I think it's just perfectly executed.
Cool. Phoenix, no.
I'm putting the books over here, doing science.
So finals, are you done yet or no?
No, I'm done next week.
Yes. All right. And I bowed out gracefully on overdone plot. I bowed out gracefully on that one.
Yes.
So, but
I will
Corey's
say,
a believer in intent.
I actually will say the first episode is bland, but once you get past the first episode, it actually does become a comedy sitcom.
Okay.
So episode 2 really sold me on the show.
Cool.
If you get past the first episode, it's a good watch.
Okay.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you for acknowledging that this one wasn't bad.
Cool.
There was
So
no funny in episode 1, but it was a decent plot. I was like, oh, I want to see where this goes. And then it became funny.
And this is on Hulu, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what next we have on the list?
We could talk about Woke.
Let's do
Yes.
it. Let's do it. So Corey, you started off. What did you think of Woke?
I remember watching this before, and I remember not liking it, and I gave it another shot, and guess what? I still don't like it.
Gotcha. Ditto. It just wasn't funny to me, and I see where they were going with it, and I like the attempt. I think the attempt, but also it had so many. You know what? It just kind of like had the tropey elements that I feel that they just couldn't turn the corner. It's like this could work, this can work, let's put it together, and it's like
This
that's what I thought
shows
about it.
the power of writing, because you have one show where it works and one show where it completely doesn't work. And so if you compare these two shows, you can vastly see the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think that's, I know even though we moved on from the mayor, but there's so many people have done the fake running for president, the fake running for mayor. Then they have a change of heart because they realize they could actually make a change. And I didn't even see it. And I already knew, you know, it's like, okay, we've seen that in so many, especially old school, was it 90s films or early 2000 films? So many people have tried to do that. Chris Rock, I think Halle Berry was it? What the one with Warren
You
Beatty?
think of Bulworth.
Bulworth, right? There you go. And they weren't funny then, so but maybe with a series, you have room to breathe, where you could eventually get the right chemistry to make it happen. And Corey, that's what you're saying. It eventually developed. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, Woke, Dayveonne, I'm sure you went a little further with it because you actually liked it. Did it get better?
Like
or
season
stayed
2?
At the same plane?
No, I think season 2 got better.
Okay.
Based on the fact that there were a lot of changes throughout the scenario. Like he's like no longer considered that black guy that was brutalized by the police.
Mm-hmm.
He was more idolized in San Francisco as the person that is a woke individual that does cartoon art. So it basically elevated more, so he had this huge platform where he has a bunch of followers and stuff like that in season 2. A couple of his friends, there were some changes in their lives, like one gave up his bedroom and sleeps in the living room. Mm-hmm. And the girl that basically helps him, that owns the newspaper, she sleeps there in the room. They're pretty much renting the same apartment. And the guy that used to be heavyset in season 1, he lost all the weight in season 2.
Mm.
So he's no longer heavyset.
You're so excited saying this fact.
Do you see how amazing that whole explanation was?
Like,
it's
I'm
just
waiting for it. Like, you're so excited, and I'm like, where is it? I want to be excited too. Like,
but it was just a good. Like, it opened up a lot of doors and it gives you a couple of ideas of where it was going. It's no more of that cartoonish too much. It's not a lot of cartoonish like it was in season 1. It's more like him and his friends going at it.
Okay.
Until, they really understand what's going on. Like, his main purpose is trying to be the most celebrity type. He want to be bigger than Oprah and all that. His other friend is like, look, I got the 6 abs. Now all the chicks can come to me. And then you got the other one which is the white guy is trying to find out. Like, he knows about the black culture, but it's like he's trying to fit himself into the black culture.
What is the series that had live animation? And it's like a donkey / fairy.
Oh, Horseman or Horse something, Jack Horse something.
No. It was live action.
Okay.
Where it was like his I'm trying to find it there. It was like his imaginary, like it was part of like his imagination or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh crap! Oh god! Oh god!
But you know what I'm talking about.
It was on Sci-Fi Channel, and he's a detective that works,
Mm-hmm.
former detective.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from freaking Law and Order.
Right.
Dang, I forgot the name of it because I used to watch it.
Okay, so it reminded me of that mixed in with Roger Rabbit, only because it's live action and animation, but also there's an old TV show. I don't know if it's the 80s or 90s. Too close for comfort. You'll see it on like those old school networks that have. Actually, those are great, by the way. If you could watch those like retro TV shows, they have some really great concepts. As you start watching them, you realize all the new shows where they stole all their stuff from. But that's what kind of reminded me of Happy, yeah. So anyway, Felix, I know you're studying because you got finals, so you didn't watch that. So let's move on. What's next? What do we got?
Before we move on, I like how we've become like a reviewer of shows that Phoenix needs to watch when she's done with finals. And I just want to know, like, out of these two shows, does it sound like something you would watch, like The Mayor and Woke?
I'll say no.
Yes. I mean, I like anything that, especially that revolves around culture and like trying to fit in, because I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like we can all relate to that. Definitely.
I'm sorry for saying no then.
Yeah, she's like, I can speak for myself.
You can skip Woke though.
Don't mansplain me.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. They got me. Can't.
All right, but for our audience, what's next? What do we got?
Kotaro Lives Alone, anime on Netflix.
Me and Corey's going to go at this.
Go for it.
I think it was boring. I thought it was boring. I love drama animes, but this one just didn't hit the mark for me. If you know anything about Japanese culture, kids at very young ages, such as 2 or 3, are very independent. And this anime basically follows a 4-year-old boy living on his own named Kotaro. And it goes through all these adventures and his neighbors and him going to kindergarten and his struggles as an independent 4-year-old with these adults who are also trying to look out for his best interests. It sounds good, but when you watch it, you're like, it's very predictable, it's kind of bland, and they could have done more with the story. There are hints, but they just don't go that far.
Now, I will say this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You mean to tell me, like, kids actually are independent that young in Japanese culture?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you actually, like, if you live in Japan, because I lived there for 3.5 years, they are little kids who actually walk to school. So when they get to crossroads, before they cross the street, they raise their hand. That's a signal to all the cars that child is going to cross the street, and all the cars will come to a stop, and they just make their way to school, and they come back home. Some kids go to the store and shop for their parents. There is a very individualistic society, as well as, a familiar society. Whereas there's a saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. So everyone, it's a conformist kind of society, but yes, they are also very independent because you want to function as a good person in society. And they train that at such a young age. So kids are independent. They do things at very young ages. Like they cook, they shop, all this stuff. So this anime is just a reflection of the culture.
But you're looking at it because you already experienced that. Some of us never knew or experienced that type of environment because we're all westernized, which is Americanized in America. So when we see a show like this that has a kid living alone by himself and doing all these responsibilities that you expect somebody at maybe the youngest would be like 12 or 13.
Hold on, this is getting very boring. I'm sorry. It sounds like a documentary. This is an anime?
They really do have a document. This was an anime, and it wasn't a documentary. They do have a documentary that talks about little kids that actually does this. What Corey is talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of kids that have that situation. It's called having a single parent.
No, but
economics.
it's not. But
I get what you're saying. It's an overall cultural thing to do, but I mean, this does not sound like a fun anime. We don't watch animes to be a documentary. We watch it for action.
Yeah, but it's not a documentary. What I'm saying is, it's pretty much a show that basically focuses around a child living by himself.
Is he beating monsters? What is he doing? Like, what's happening?
But the idea is boring. Like, dude is a house husband who is ex-Yakuza, and he's applying his Yakuza ways to domestic life. Like, that's a funny idea.
Right. But this is more of a drama. It's not meant to be a comedy. It's more of a scenario where you basically follow the story of a kid, but also you're following another story of his neighbor who is a anime artist who basically looks after the child. So when you're watching it, you're looking at both perspectives, and then you find out later on at the end of the episode that the anime person. Yeah, it is a spoiler, so
gotta warn the crowd.
I don't care. But anyway, I care. But no, but it's like the artist who is the anime. He finds out that his mother is dead. She died.
Gotcha. Let's move on.
No, I don't want to watch that.
So I feel unfair on this episode because the only one closest to me is Phoenix. At least you could say, well, I just didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but I'm emotionally offended that guy even got on the list. I feel like the Debbie Downer of this episode, so I'm sorry, folks, but these are just some really whack shows.
Before you say anything else, there are different genres in anime, and this falls into the drama and section of anime. So there are sad shows, there are shows that are funny and sci-fi, but when it comes to dramatic animes like Fruits Basket or Children of the Whales, they're really good. Kotaro Lives Alone has a good concept, just done poorly. But if you're into that,
I disagree.
It's a decent watch.
Cool. So what's next?
Doctor Strange.
You know what, Michael? You're horrible, bro.
Doctor Strange.
I do it for the people yelling at the screen or the, they might be saying the same thing.
They're like...
How do you know they're yelling at the screen? They probably
because
like,
I'm yelling. There's got to be at least 1% of people out there feeling the same way.
I mean, it's interesting. Like Dayveonne said, if you don't know much about the culture, they do explain a lot of the culture from a child's perspective and an adult's perspective. That's cool in that aspect.
Yeah, that is cool.
See, he's just playing it out. He's just being sarcastic. I'm just letting you know.
I'm being very serious. That sounds like nothing I would waste my time and watch.
See, he's being sarcastic.
I'm very serious.
Phoenix, would you watch?
Very Simon Cowell over here.
Yeah.
If Dayveonne didn't spoil it, Phoenix, would you have watched the show?
I'd probably give it a shot, but I would probably make it through one episode and then never watch it again. It has to be a very thrilling show for me because honestly, that happens all the time because I'm limited on my free time, and I'm sure there's other people watching this who feel the same. Unless it's like very thought-provoking or really exciting.
If you like drama,
follow through. I like Ozark. I love certain dramas. Yeah, Ozark's like a great show that I followed all the way through. That one was crazy. If it's anime, it better be exciting and action-packed or funny.
Yeah.
But that's not everyone's genre. Some
everyone's
people
cup
like
of tea.
other things.
But also, people will respect when we bring up these shows, but you know what? That does not sound like a good time. Thank you. I just saved an hour out of your life, or hours.
Oh my God.
That now you can do something else. You could plant seeds. You could lick bottle caps. Anything sounds more exciting than what you just explained. Thank you very much.
Dayveonne's offended.
No, I am, but I'm going to be like this. That's how I felt about Attack on Titan Season 1. While I watched the whole season, and I was like, I wasted my whole entire day just watching this whole thing.
I disagree with that particular franchise, but wouldn't you like someone to say, don't do it, save yourself? There are a couple things out there. In fact, we should do a whole episode on things that
terrible
save
shows.
yourself. I want to save minutes to your back to your life. Like if there's like a bank, and and there's like like an hourglass, and which there really technically is. Everyone has like your heart is a battery. So even if no accidents, no mishaps, there's a cutoff date that no matter what so just imagine that we could save minutes out of people's lives. I think that's a fruitful.
No, he sound like a dictator.
No, I mean, when we were talking about Kotaro Lives Alone, the energy died, and now we're bringing it back. So I'm on this board for talking about shows that people should not watch.
This is my role in GEEKCASTER. You guys do what you do.
Can we give it a negative G then?
What happened?
Negative? How many G's? Negative?
Like a negative 4.
Negative.
Y'all didn't even
out of
watch
5. Negative 5.
It doesn't count. How you gonna make it a thing and y'all didn't see the show?
Because it sounds like a drag, man.
When
you spoil the end. It was like really all that for that. Like
when you're flipping through Netflix and the trailer just starts playing and you're watching the snippets of the show, you're like, I'm good, and you just keep going. That's what this show is like.
Oh my God, y'all throwing shade in this movie.
And for those of you who didn't see what we were talking about before the show, Dayveonne was getting ripped on before.
So that was the vibe. Because let's ping pong and rip up these other ones even more. The problem with woke, I guess, coming in, I see where they were going with it, and I like what they said about like Common. They were like, remember that thing they said like, you have to give a ambiguous speech, pretend, just use random phrases and sound smart like you're doing a poetry jam. People think you're amazing. Basically, talk like you're Common. That was funny. That was very sarcastic and funny and commentary to how there's certain people that they always choose to speak when things happen and they never really say anything. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there is a wittiness behind woke, but to Corey's point, the execution just
wasn't there.
And we could talk about the same thing of Mayor. Mayor did the same exact spiel, but it was hilarious.
Okay.
So, yes, that's just difference of writing. So, gotcha. Dayveonne needs to pick better shows, is what we're saying at the
end. Oh, man. What else is on the list?
We're going to do Doctor Strange.
We should probably do a whole show on Doctor Strange. I think we should have enough there, right? Let's see.
Yeah, we do.
We only have like 8 minutes, so it's not worth it because I think there's a lot we can go there.
For the last 8 minutes, let's just give Dayveonne a hug because he's a little offended.
Oh, I thought we were gonna rag on him and then give him a hug, like the next episode. 8 minutes. We got.
Can we split it?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay still.
We could splurge on a hug for Dayveonne.
I don't want a hug. No, don't hug me. Do not hug me.
What words of affirmation, Dayveonne? I love that you brought so many ideas to the table.
No.
That was really good. You actually took time out of your life. You actually saved hours out of my life, like giving back to my life actually, by watching that crap, and I didn't have to watch it. So I'm very thankful. I will be eternally thankful. Like, just during that time, I could invent something like, I don't know, gum that never loses flavor. Something useful.
I am so thankful Dayveonne has the best collection of Funko Pops in his background because that's given me more life than the shows he recommends.
Actually, I'm thankful for the mask that he wore before the show because that brought more laughter and excitement to my life than the shows he picked. And if you remember, it brought no laughter or excitement. So it's still a bar higher than the shows that he chose. So I appreciate that.
Audience, y'all see how they trash me? And these are supposed to be my peoples, right?
Oh, yeah. If we didn't do this, that would mean we don't love you as much.
This is true.
That's true.
That's true.
This is true.
Well, on a good note.
I knew he was going to go for it. I wanted to say it before he reached for his...
you know what was happening.
I was going to say it. I knew it was coming. But go ahead.
Go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for
Okay, so I did get something delivered to my house finally called the Scott Pilgrim Collector's Edition. And yes, Michael and the rest of them been bugging me about picks. But the plus thing about this thing,
Nice.
See, that's one of the best decisions you've made.
Can't really hear it, but that's cool.
Compartment. Are you gonna show the hidden compartment? I'm spoiling it. I'm spoiling it because you spoiled Katala's alone. Are you gonna show the hidden compartment?
Miku?
That's cool.
Oh god, I
Hidden
love
compartment.
it.
The hidden compartment. The hidden compartment.
Yeah, where's the hidden compartment?
oh, the hidden compartment. Wait till the thing goes off. All
You
right,
gotta wait. I don't wanna wait. Let's
And then what?
Started.
showbiz. We gotta keep it moving.
So the hidden compartment is right here.
Oh.
That's so cool.
So I got drumsticks, which I always wanted.
Are they signed?
Huh?
Are they signed drumsticks?
No, they like art type, like they carve like.
Oh, cool.
And also, I got the game, but you know, y'all not there for the game. I got the book, but what y'all really wanted to look at is cassette tape.
Oh, that's cool.
Actual cassette tape.
And they got me some cards, pens, and these are the picks I was talking about.
Yes, that I want.
Very cool.
So fun.
And then we talk about the video game, because I know you was looking at it hard, Corey. Really hard.
What system does it go on?
This is PS4, but you can basically put it with the PS5 and still runs the same way. So they gave me the old Sega Genesis case. I can open this bag. It's back in the day. And what comes with it is the actual PlayStation 4 game. And, of course, there's more stuff. CD, everything. So, yes.
It's a
Excellent.
really
All right,
nice.
everybody give everybody their social media.
Dayveonne Bussey on all the things, and Jamal Williams on Twitter, and Jamal Williams on Twitch.
Ladies first.
Phoenix Sparks _official on Twitch and Instagram.
And you can find me, Corey Davis, at IMGT3 on everything.
Cool. And I'm Michael on IG. You're watching GEEKCASTER. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Sci-Fi Fantasy. And did we make it? Yes, we just made it in time. If you're watching us on cable, please enjoy. If you're watching us on IG, thank you very much. And let's see what happens. Our next episode where we talk about Doctor Strange. Dayveonne got a little special something he's going to show you. And he's already showing you. But you don't see what it could do from there. So you got to watch what it can do from there. And thank you very much for watching GEEKCASTER.